like technology's root word comes from techne. Techne means art.
I mean, you see a strategy or a script,
Correct.
and you see the film, you're like, yeah, it's exactly the same. So, like, where has it been lifted? Where has it gone?
I have actually managed a voice.
Yes.
I'm not yet a footnote on the cinema map,
Yeah.
but I think I have become a footnote at least on the advertising map. If you want something done, give it to a woman who's already busy.
Today on the show, we have Ram Madhvani, one of the most celebrated directors of films, web series, advertising films, and so on and so forth. National Film Award winning for Nirja, Emmy nomination for a lot of other work, Cannes Lions for a lot of work that he's done for brands. Ram, welcome to the show, and thank you for doing this.
I have to do because since it's about the Indian way of storytelling, I'm going to do namaste.
Amazing. So, on the Indian way of storytelling, Ram, I want to cut straight to the hot debate in the creative fraternity nowadays with storytellers, creators, film directors, advertising agencies around the idea of creativity and technology.
Right.
Right? And you're dabbling a lot in it now. And the classical debates are that, at least from my agency perspective, that who needs an advertising agency anymore, right? I mean, copywriters are dying and art directors will be dead very soon. VO3 from Google will take over the world. And personally, I'm a big fan of tech, tech as a tool and so on and so forth. But I want to understand from your perspective now that, I mean, you've been a seasoned storyteller, film director, steeped in craft of storytelling, right? You're also dabbling with the technology, right? As a creative person in 2025, where do you see yourself? Which side of the debate are you?
So the root word, like technology's root word, comes from techne. Techne means art.
Wow. Amazing. Yeah.
So the whole point of technology is that it's meant to liberate art.
Yeah.
So in cinema, for instance, whether we had sound or we had cinema verite, which was in the 1960s, or you had faster lenses, or you have digital cameras, or whatever that that we're sort of embracing. The whole point is to liberate us. Now, all of this is all great because we are meant to be embracing this. We have no option because you cannot not do it. I am a fan of technology. I want to embrace it. I find that I like the Kindle. I did the Kindle ad. I don't want to read books on rocks because otherwise I would have been reading books on rocks, right? Because that's what so how am I going to read? So everybody who says, paper and all this. But excuse me, before paper there were rocks.
Correct.
Right? And then there is now the Kindle and there'll be something else. So are you not going to embrace and become part of this change and the conveniences of it?
Yeah.
Or are you going to become somebody who is a Luddite? If that is the word, which is the right word.
Yeah.
So I would say, jump on immediately.
Yeah.
And I think that what happens is that if you look at what are the problems of this? It's they say an idea is actually a combination of two old ideas. Okay, that is the definition of an idea.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now the hassle is that here is a machine that has already got those two old ideas.
Yeah.
And then it's combining it for you.
Yeah.
Does this mean that it takes it away from my unique voice? And therefore, how am I, and what is my voice in this?
Yeah.
Because that is also a voice, right?
Yeah.
And you're using
It's a collated voice.
Yeah, exactly. It's a collated voice of data, which is coming together. Now, what about my voice and how because if you use it as a brainstorming partner, it's great. If you're going to use it as something that is what it is, then I think that then your voice is what you're going to have to define. And I think that is really where all these conversations need to go. That was a very long, convoluted answer.
But you're saying individuality, having your voice is where this has to go. No harm in using the technology. But tell me, there's also a worry that there'll be like debris of creativity, right? Because everybody will create something post it out there, live in the crowd.
Good.
A lot of content will get developed.
Good.
Yeah.
I think again the problem was when the camera came out, right?
Yeah.
Or now whatever your phone, which is a camera. So now the problem is, how is photography, which is now available to everybody?
Everybody has it. Yeah.
Yeah. How is that now going to yet become something that you want to see, which is not just obviously family pictures?
Yeah.
What does composition mean?
Yeah.
Okay, what is a good photograph?
Yeah.
And the great thing about where we are right now is we are going to redefine good. I think the redefinition of that is what is going to be the feeling in the stomach, which is the fear.
Does it stir you or does it do something to you?
Yeah, and that feeling in the stomach, I was with a client in an agency day before yesterday, and I said, guys, our problem is that we know. And I think we now need to get to a position where we don't know.
Yeah. And that is then exciting.
And that is actually the fear.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what we're now going to have to search for. How do we get to a position of not knowing?
And you've obviously, Ram, dabbled in AI, VR. I saw the piece that you developed with Bhagavad Gita. I mean, fantastic. In fact, for example, the tears and all of that are very, very real.
Right.
Right. Scarily so. So what has been your experience with that? And otherwise, like, would you now run a script past ChatGPT, for example, or how are you using technology? Does it surprise you? Do away with the textures? So just your experiences with technology and your experience while doing the Bhagavad Gita AI AR piece.
So just so that everybody knows, we did a virtual reality short film using AI on the Bhagavad Gita. It's 5 minutes. Anybody who wants to see it, let us know and we'll show it to you. Because currently we're in the search of distribution. And the idea is to distribute it, in fact, in temples and in cultural centers.
Nice.
And so you will, if you go to Siddhivinayak or you go to Tirupati or you go to even the Taj Mahal, you'll get fictional content. I'm presuming in a reductionist way, it's like a sight and sound show. So the idea was to make you immersed in this particular thing. The idea was to try and use VR because VR is just suffering from shelving. Because you buy it and then you just leave it on the shelf. And I thought,
there isn't enough content. I mean, what would you
the problem is that people don't know how to use that space.
Yeah.
They're so used to using like a phone or an IMAX screen that they don't know how to use this.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to see how I could use not just a proscenium art space, but how to use vertical space, how to use 360-degree space. So we did that because we were excited about using new technology.
Yeah.
And we did it in AI because I found that I could have used a 360-degree camera. I'm obviously innovative and I do, sort of do new things all the time. But I found that I was limited by myself.
Wow.
Okay. And so what AI did for us is that when I started fooling around with it, it was giving me a language that was traditional and was freeing me to actually liberate myself to imagine it in a way in which I would not have been able to do it.
Wow, amazing.
So this is really why we decided, okay, there's virtual reality, there's AI, and so that's really where we are, but your question was...
experiences while using tech, learnings, and so on and so forth,
Well, we're using it now all the time, okay, whether it's for storyboards, whether it's for trailers, whether it's for pitch decks.
We're doing that as well.
We're using it all the time, right?
I mean,
whether it's for research.
We just created some research material yesterday.
Exactly.
And they scarily look like outputs, right?
Exactly,
And I was worried the class was, let's run this.
Let's run this. And why not? And why not? Okay, it's going to save you a lot of money. Now, the only thing that we're actually yet trying to figure out is, how do you predict a feeling? And I think my job really, because I'm in the business of feelings.
Amazing,
वो मेरा विजिटिंग कार्ड जो है ना, आप क्या करते हो भाई? मैं फीलिंग्स बेचता हूँ. मैं जूता नहीं बेचता हूँ, मैं तेल नहीं बेचता हूँ, मैं फीलिंग्स बेचता हूँ.
Correct.
और एक ये जो AI जो चीज़ जो है ना, अभी तक they have not been able to predict how I can make you cry. They have not been able to predict how I can make you laugh. Okay, because if I put into ChatGPT, here's a scene, make me cry. But if I do it right, I'm able to, like in Nirja when I was, I knew the feeling that the person should have at the end of the film.
Yes.
And my job is to predict that feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you've been able to predict that expression on their face, then you know, okay, you have done your job.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, now can AI, that's the only thing which I'm yet trying to figure, if I'm going to make you get a feeling of bhakti, example, or a ras, okay, in the VR AI space, I was giving you a ras of bhakti, or I was told yesterday, I'm giving you a feeling of being sublime.
So which means that the graphic equalizer is still in the hands of the director, right? I mean, it's a tool. Like the other day, I was talking to somebody who's an expert in AI, and they said a lot of AI conversation is end-to-end, and actually the success of AI is not end-to-end.
Correct.
It's mid-to-mid.
Right.
So there is a human intervention at the beginning of it, and there's a human intervention
they're now called
at the end of it as well.
Prompt engineers.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, now that is a whole new terminology, right? So there's no director. Okay, there is no, it's the person who's doing it is a prompt engineer.
Prompt engineer. Yes, of course. Yeah. Shifting gears a bit, Ram. So of course, I mean, we talked about all the culture stuff, and a lot of your work is rooted in Indian culture. You have a deep understanding of.
Well, no, not a deep understanding, but I think just a desire to practice.
Yeah. And so where are you on that? I mean, do you feel that Indian storytelling structures need to be different? A lot of ideas that you've done are very local Indian, at the same time fairly universally accessible. So what's the trick to navigating that of being culturally rooted, using local nuances, yet being universally accessible?
So, you know what happened about 15, 20 years ago? There was a bunch of people in advertising who were competing with each other.
Yeah. Oh, really?
These creative directors gave some of us filmmakers the opportunity to, because these creative directors were like what they say about rogue elephants. They were mast. Okay, and when they were mast, they were able to allow me to hang on to their tail. But they were the people who were very, very hungry about proving to the world.
Yes.
And the world stage was Cannes.
Yes.
Right? And the whole point of that world stage was, the hunger was, okay, listen, if Latin America can do it, if Thailand can do it, why can't India
Brazil
do
can do it,
If Brazil can do it, why can't India? That became a conversation which was part of the spirit of that time, which was eventually in 5 people. And those 5 people, maybe, at the most they were 8, okay. Those 5 people or 8 people eventually were competing with each other with such, they all were in some ways knew each other.
Connected.
And they were all connected. But they were wanting to make sure that on that world stage, I beat you. Necessarily, a lot of these people were rooted. And necessarily, they wanted to prove themselves on an international stage. And necessarily, the conversations, the cultural conversations that were happening at that time were conversations that were those conversations that they were overhearing in Cannes, which said, go global, which said, be rooted. And they realized that, I see, okay, हम लोग तो है ही है, लेकिन अभी दुनिया भी सुन रहा है.
Audience है,
और वो जो audience जो है, और वो जो audience जो था, वो 10 लोगों का audience था. ये लोग जो बना रहे थे, वो 5 लोग थे. जो सुन रहे थे, वो 10 लोग थे. Okay. That zeitgeist or Zatgast, I'm now told it's pronounced, is actually what allowed us to be international yet Indian.
Amazing.
Exactly. Now the problem is, and I keep telling people, because I'm now straddling both worlds, the feature film, the series, the advertising now, the virtual reality, the AI, all of these worlds. And just so that it's on record and don't you dare cut this, I'm very much doing ads. The only reason I agreed to come here is so that I can now actually say I'm a struggling ad filmmaker and I need work.
And agencies, you need iconic work.
No, and what I'm missing, certainly in the feature film world, is we're interested, and it's great, okay, because I'm interested in obviously reaching to Lucknow and Jaipur and Patna and and Ranchi and all these places. And some of my work has been able to reach what I call as Klasa G and Mossa G.
Love that.
But nobody's telling me there, Ram, let's compete on the international stage. The people that were part of the work that I did that defined my voice were telling me
they're hungry to do
to compete on the international stage. यहाँ कोई मुझे नहीं बोल रहा है.
Correct.
Okay, कि आप यहाँ भी करो और वहाँ भी करो. वो हमारे लोग जो थे, एडवर्टाइजिंग के लोग जो थे, वो लोग मुझे और वो लोग अपने आप को कह रहे थे.
I mean, even now at FCB in India, right? I mean, one of our strategy slides says that we want to be the best creative company in the world.
Exactly.
Right? Our ambitions are global.
Exactly.
Being Indian, yet doing work which is globally competitive.
Correct.
In fact, for some of the brands, we are, and I know for sure, some of the other agencies are doing global work out of India.
And and what happens is that your culture allows you to even get, how shall I say, part of a review, which also judges you about whether you were able to do that or not. That means that your very quest is something which is beyond just this audience. Now, I miss that a lot.
Interesting, very nice. So more reason to do advertising work.
Because the conversations that I had and the people who formed me were those 5 creative directors who formed my thinking, my rootedness.
Oh, amazing. And a lot of your body of work, Ram, Neerja, Arya, have very strong women protagonists, women point of view. I know we've sometime back done a panel on portrayal of women as well, long time back. We remember that conversation. So is this accidental, by choice, just happened, or you did it and then you realized there's a power of storytelling? And so on and so forth. I remember you spoke the last time we were chatting in Arya that why can't a villain be woman, for example.
And unfortunately, she's become a toxic man.
Oh my God.
And the biggest problem is that now the last thing we want is that woman to become a toxic man.
It's a full circle.
Exactly.
360 camera. But is this by choice? Are you or did it happen accidentally? And any learnings or notes from that experience?
So, couple of things. One is that I obviously don't want to ride any feminist train. Okay, so even when I'm marketing Neerja or Arya, we never say that it's women-led or women-centric. That's one. 2, I'm surrounded by strong women. Okay, my wife, my co-producer Amita. And so a lot of the women in my life actually are stronger than I am. Okay, I have not met a woman who is not strong.
For sure.
Okay. And even my bhabis and my, I was in Indore on Sunday to meet my cousins. Incredible. It's the women who are actually moving that family.
And what they make happen, right?
Exactly, And you know what they say? If you want something done, give it to a woman who's already busy. She'll get it done. So it's not as if it was by design. It's just that, and I'm nobody to be talking as a man about any of this. I mean, what do I know? But it's just that those subject matters and the people who then sort of said yes to that were hungry about those subjects, and so it just so happened. And not that I want to be known or be seen as, but I'm happy that they, sort of had women who were strong. So that is something that I do actively pursue in the work that I'm doing. They call it the Bechdel test. Okay. So the Bechdel test is, if 2 women are talking in any, even it's in advertising or wherever, if 2 women are talking, first, do you know their names? Two, are they talking about anything else apart from men?
Tapping back to your thoughts on various formats, right? Like ad filmmaking, series for say Netflix, movie. Do you see them as different formats, or are they learnings across formats? Or I think storytelling is storytelling. Doesn't matter whether you're doing for a soap or making a series or you're making a feature film.
So I'm like, I get a little hassled when people, sort of, when they say, oh, I'm a storyteller. Okay, yeah, of course.
Yeah, everybody is.
Everybody is,
Yeah.
I mean, you're saying that in whether you're telling somebody about what happened to your kids over dinner, my kid did this and whatever, So I think there is I feel that there is, otherwise, there's something beyond storytelling, because eventually, otherwise, it'll get reduced to close up, too short. Okay.
Yeah, and it's done. It's like
it's done.
Yeah.
What is it that we're doing over here which is beyond mere storytelling? Okay. And how is it that, and that is why a lot of the work that we're doing currently is looking the same, because it's all storytelling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, acha ye bolna hai, kaise bolna hai?
Three dialogues, one music,
exactly. Out, yeah. And therefore, the newer directors on the block are by and large doing work which looks the same.
Yeah.
And my
I
problem...
mean, advertising for sure. I mean, for example, I've been discussing this with
there
my
is a certain
partners.
generic kind of a feeling.
Format. I can
there's a
predict.
format, exactly, yeah.
3 dialogues, a guitar, brand, out. That's the structure.
Now, the hassle is that, so one, how is all of this the same? I don't think it's any different, okay?
Sure.
I think that whether I'm doing a series or whether I'm doing a film or whether I'm doing an ad, I'm here trying to see, trying not to get into a pattern. And in all of those, I'm failing a lot of the time. And now more and more, no, genuinely, even in advertising, more and more, I'm trying to see how, like, the reinventing of, and how do you get people to buy into that? Because I think a lot of the time what happens is that when I'm in the familiar, it's more easily buyable.
Yeah, it's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because ye ho jayega, okay. Now what happens therefore is that the director is dead. Okay. The filmmaker is dead.
Yeah.
The storyteller is alive. Okay, but then what about the rest of it? Because it cannot just be me telling you that story. Of course, I'll tell you that story, but it has to be something beyond that.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I'm trying currently, which is having people who will allow all of us to collectively fail. Rather than
pursuit of what
in the pursuit of the unknown.
The unknown and the unsafe, and therefore the emotion that you create as a result of that.
Yeah. There's a joke which says somebody bought a Mercedes car, right? And and for 7 days the car was fantastic. Okay, then on the 7th day it stopped. And the guy said, "What the hell, yeah? What's happening over here?" He opened up the bonnet and there's no engine. Okay, and so he calls up the Mercedes dealer. He says, "Kya hai? This gadi has been working. Like, what's wrong with you guys?" He says, "Koi baat nahi, sir. Hum laenge aapko helicopter aata hai." Okay, engine ke saath. Wo engine, they come and fix the engine in the machine in the car. So then this guy says, "But 1 minute, it was running for the last 7 days. How is it running for the last 7 days without an engine?" तो सर पहले 7 दिन ना हमारी जो गाड़ी जो है ना रेपुटेशन पे चलती है. अभी मेरा प्रॉब्लम क्या है? मुझे रेपुटेशन पे नहीं चलना.
You want to
now because
devise new engines.
Because if I'm going to be operating on a reputation,
you'll be bored for anything else.
Well, and the problem is that I don't want to live off past glories. And I don't want to be living off Ram is the guy who made this. That means that is past tense, right? And my biggest fear is that I don't want to be a has-been. He used to be. Oh, who's that? You remember Ram? He used to make that, right? He made that. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's him, is it?
So,
I don't want to get there.
So So where do you then therefore juggle your inspiration from, right? Because I mean, life imitates art, art imitates life. Where do you get fresh inspiration, imagery across levels, right? Because in your business, how you frame it, what's the emotion, what do you create? It needs a certain tapestry of input data for you to get inspired and therefore then churn that out, right? And it's so possible to be same because I mean we see the body of work. You can even identify frames now. You know that a kid with a dirty football, right? Yeah. Or so and so. I mean, you know frames which are so predictable. So how do you inspire yourself? What's your fodder feed to yourself?
Coming from my self-worth is only as good as what you think I am. Okay.
As an audience.
Yeah. Or my client, or my creative director, or my agency. I'm only as good as what you think I am. And invariably, that creative blame is something which, if I have therefore not delivered, then sometimes I'm banished into Siberia, okay, into the gulag for 5 years and 10 years, and I'm not given work from that agency. And in some ways, I feel that when I look at myself in the mirror, I am looking at the people that I let down rather than the people that I made, you know, sort of, or my career was made of and that I made the work good. Yeah. It's those failures that is what, you know, I remember. And it's those failures that actually inspire me. And that inspiration is not something that I create, right? I'm very much low down in the chain, right? I'm a mere filmmaker. And I think it's very clear that we have to understand that there is the client, there is the agency, there is the creative director, and then there is the filmmaker. And these are all my co-directors and my co-associates. Yeah. I'm seeking inspiration from you. It is you who are meant to inspire me. It is me who's meant to inspire you. Yeah. Okay. And a lot of the time, I have two jobs, okay, as a director. Yeah. My first job is to have a vision and pass it on. Yeah. My second job is to inspire you. Yeah. If I don't inspire you,
what it can become, as a collective vision for the product.
If I don't do that, then why am I here?
Yeah, and that's the question that we also ask, that how is it being lifted from where sometimes, I mean, you see a strategy or a script and you see the film, you're like, it's exactly the same. So like, where has it been lifted? Where has it gone?
Yeah. And I think that, so therefore, where do you get inspiration from? Obviously, you get it from books and music and movies and, you know, and family and life and cricket. And obviously, you'll get it from all of those things. But actually, you get inspiration from each other.
Nice. Yeah. And the braveness or audacity of the goal.
Of that goal. Those are shared conversations.
Of a collective vision. I mean, I know you don't live off your reputation, but what are the pieces of work that you've done which gave you most joy? I mean, forget became popular, client loved it, got TRPs, but any personal
The pieces that actually, the pieces of work that gave me most joy were the conversations that I had with the people I was working with, which were about life, work, the common search, the common goal.
The journey of making is more exciting for you.
Exactly, because the process of it. And now more and more, I am very adamant and cussid about process because I cannot control the goal. And therefore, I'm almost angry about process.
Because you figured that
that is where the joy lies. And therefore, if you're not going to allow me process, because that goal is, like we said, it's alchemy. We don't know, right? That means the people who are surrounding me, if you're not going to allow me process, or just actually be part of the, you know, the being a kid.
And the alchemy.
Then, you know, that's really what I'm trying to control. So in Equinox, we now say, we don't organize a shoot, we host a shoot.
Nice.
Okay. जब आप हमारे
shoot like hosting a conversation.
Exactly. It's that is really, and what I want to leave behind is hopefully a memory.
Beautiful.
And a shared memory.
Yeah. What could advertising do better in today's times?
Oh gosh, who am I to say that?
Yeah.
I am nobody. Please, these are all things which you ask gurus. I am not a guru.
Learnings. I mean, you've worked with the best talent. You've been part of the era which.
I know. When they send me all these things, on
the
Teachers'
map.
Day and when they send me, Happy Guru Purnima, all this. And I say, okay, listen, we're all co-teachers, we're all co-gurus.
Yeah.
There's nobody over here who's trying to teach anybody.
Yeah.
They now call it, instead of giving Gyan, they now call the person Gyandu. I don't want to be a Gyandu.
There's an action verb in it.
Exactly, I know. So you're actually asking me the state of the industry. Yeah. I dare not even. There is enough people out there who are doing great work and better work and, so. No, I will, if you don't mind, I will use that cricket term and well left that question because it really makes you feel like as if you're founting, and why the hell?
Yeah.
Who the hell are we? We're all trying very hard.
Yeah.
To make something in the hustle bustle of everything that is thrown at us. Yeah.
But you still feel that intent.
You're not letting it go.
There. Intent is still there, and
let me tell you what is wrong with the industry. No, I dare not.
Yeah.
I dare not.
Yeah, and so we discussed briefly about reinvention.
Right.
I mean, how do you stay curious? How do you reinvent yourself? Keep yourself relevant.
It's very simple. It's very simple. Fear. That's it. I just don't want to be somebody who is. See, the anxiety is not about. Of course, there is the anxiety of keeping the company going. Of course, it's like everybody has, right? Yeah. You have it. We all have it. There is the anxiety about earning a living. Even though people think that, okay, ho gaya, etc. But I think the bigger anxiety is, are you allowed to practice what you chose to live your life and the path that you chose to live your life through and the train that you boarded, which was, in my case, the train of being a filmmaker.
Yeah.
Am I being allowed to practice that? And therefore, I think that they kick me off that train, or if I am no longer worthy of being on that train, then I feel that that anxiety, therefore, is just trying to be on that train, rather than sort of being off that train. Because if I'm off that train, it means that everything that was my way of life and my work does define me, and I wish it didn't. But I wish that I could
most
say,
creative professions. I mean, that's how it is.
That's how
the
it
boundaries
is.
blur.
Yeah.
Right? What's the most interesting thing that you're doing right now in your life?
Oh gosh. I think it's not the most interesting, but it's the most difficult. Breathing.
Wow, that's philosophical. That's philosophical. Yeah.
And more I'm talking maybe in a philosophical kind of way. But I think breathing is extremely tough. I meditate every day for 20 minutes to 30 minutes. I don't think it helps my character. It certainly doesn't seem to have made an impact on the team that I work with, because always saying, Ram, you're too impatient. I'm saying, but the impatience comes from passion and a lack of time. Okay, and therefore I will be impatient.
Yeah, you have to do a lot.
Much exactly. So therefore, please don't mistake, sort of a force.
Yeah.
The force is because of impatience.
Yeah.
And the big problem with breathing is that it's going to teach you to be patient.
Right. Hard work. Yeah, in fact, I was talking to some founders and they were like, we do so much because the fear of mortality, right? I mean, you want to do a lot in the time that you have. What advice, again, would you give to directors, creative storytellers of today?
The fountain of wisdom speaketh again.
Yes. What to do, what not to do. The voice point.
I think that's. I think that is really the big thing. Thank you for being in the conversation so much. It's great to have you there for actually listening and sort of feeding me and hopefully not getting bored. No, but I think so. When I had done many years ago, I had done Tata Steel, Ispat Bhi Hum Banate. I had done Spectra Wide. I had done Thumbs Up bungee jumping. And what happened was that I thought that I wasn't yet not even a footnote in the advertising filmmakers, production houses book.
Yeah.
I thought that how do I become a footnote in that book? Ideally, I would like to be a chapter. Okay. Yeah. And so I went to my friend's farm in Kodaikanal, and I was there for 6 days, and it was not a farm. I mean, there was no loo either. So I went there for 6-7 days, and I sat there thinking, how am I going to? So I wrote down actually, this is what this filmmaker does, and this is what that filmmaker does, and therefore, what shall I do?
Yeah.
And then I came back and I told Shumantro at that time, and I said, Shumantro, I'm not going to be a humanist, I'm going to be a visualist. And he said, what's wrong with you? You're a humanist, you should be making human films, etc. And I said, no, I want to be a visualist. I want to be a poetist. Yeah. And then I started making films, which then culminated in the work that I did. And then one day I called up 5 the creative directors that I knew, and I said, hey guys, I'm no longer a visualist, I've done enough screw up, I'm so sorry. Can I now be a humanist? And then that reinvented my career, because I was defining a voice. And not that I knew that voice, because you're very blessed if you know your voice. Okay, I didn't know my voice. Okay. And a lot of people don't know. You have to actively search for it.
Seek it.
And then you have to meet it halfway, and then it's hard, and then you have to write down what your voice should be. And then right now, what I'm trying to do is, and even in feature films, it was Nirja Arya, The Waking of a Nation, I have actually managed a voice. I'm not yet a footnote on the cinema map, but I think I have become a footnote, at least on the advertising map. Okay. And that the reason that I became a footnote on that book, in that book, and maybe yet not a chapter heading, is at least because I seeked out what my voice should be. And I think that is really what is the thing that helped me. And for some years, I'm yet now trying to redefine it. And I'm worried that if I don't now reinvent to a new voice, or at least a voice that may be an old voice but that is relevant, then I will become a has-been.
No, amazing, Ram. Thank you for this conversation.
No, thank you for actually the time, the energy, and everybody over here, the whole team. It's been great, and I think more than anything else, it's been a conversation that I've enjoyed having. Conversations are exhaust me. Because I'm not an extroverted person. None of us are. Actually, we all had to become this because of the circus management of our lives. We're all introverted people. We want to just be at home and read a book. And so, but this has not exhausted me. So thank you
so much. And here's to creating memories, being in spaces which are scary and not predictable, and leaving behind emotions for people that they enjoy.
So that's it. So let us go out there and sell some feelings.
Yes, absolutely. Amazing. Thank you for being on the show.